Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Esteemed Gentlemen Podcast for Tuesday, April 20th. I'm your host, Scott Labrie. Joined alongside me, we have Uncle T-Bag himself, Tyler Sund.
What's up?
And all day Eric DeShane in the house.
Hello.
Happy 420 Ds.
Saw, dude.
No.
How many joints are you going to smoke today? How many weeds are you going to...
All of
How
them.
many weeds are you going to intake?
Yeah, I'll have one marijuana, please.
One marijuana for me.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a green gummy.
Are you? Do it.
Dude.
Do it, no balls. Carly will probably make me twist my rubber arm.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
Shocked. Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Depends on how early I want to go to bed. Because it's usually within about, 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, okay, man, it's bedtime.
Right.
Yep. Eat a frozen pizza. Cooked frozen pizza. Wait, does that make
Yeah.
any sense? I don't know. Maybe I already
Not
smoked
really.
one. Who knows? It's in God's
Listen.
hand now.
The DARE program is for life, you know?
That's right.
You go through it, there's no quitting it.
That's right. Right to the end.
Yep.
Drug abuse resistance education. I still remember that from grade 5. Top of my class. Regular Boy Scout over here. Smoking blunts and drinking every day. I'm just kidding. Heresy.
Well, speaking of 420, let's talk about foreign films.
Okay. That's quite the segue.
Foreign? 420? No, it
Yeah,
doesn't.
don't you know, like, you put on the Spanish channel when you're high or something like that?
And you watch those telenovas when you're baked.
Yeah.
And it just all makes sense to you. It's like, oh, I can speak Spanish now. Nice.
No, this is Eric's topic. Eric, what made you think of this topic today?
Well, last week we talked about Mads Mikkelsen's new movie. Well, not new. It came out last year. Riders for Justice. And I really liked how it looked. I'm looking forward to seeing it. So maybe curious if you guys have any other foreign films in your repertoire that you enjoy quite a bit. Like I know when making my list here, looking it over, I realized like my foreign library is mostly old kung fu movies and bullshit like that. So I'm like, it does count, but there's some other ones I did enjoy. But like, I really enjoy Mads Mikkelsen as an acting career, and a few of his movies on here he's credited to. I want to watch like one that came out called Another Round, which is like this fun party movie, which I did not expect him to make, but looks fun to watch and stuff like that. So, but I know, yeah, I was just curious if you guys had anything else you think was fun to watch and enjoy to see. So, yeah.
Well, some of the best horror films or zombie films, I guess I'll just leave it to one subgenre, would be South Korean. Train to Busan is incredible. And they're making an American version of it. I don't know when that's coming out or if that's still a thing or not, but I really thoroughly enjoyed that one. It was top notch, really good, thought provoking, very, not that I'm comparing it to American films because that seems to be all we're subjected to, but there's even Parasite is another great one.
Yeah.
Like, holy man, those guys have quite the imagination. Like, wild stuff, man.
Because that was my thought too with that. Because the director, I can't pronounce his name. It's good to get it wrong here, but
Joon-ho.
Bong Joon-ho.
Yeah.
I first heard of him back in 2006 when he first released a movie called The Host. It's like this horror monster movie. I loved it. And since then, I'm like, this guy knows what he's talking about, what he's doing. So since then, I'm this is a really good movie. And it's a little odd at times, but that was me only being like 18, 19 years old and not knowing what I was watching. Seeing this whole other world, kind of this side of the other side of the world and how they function was weird at times, but I loved it still. It was suspenseful and creepy and scary. It was great.
I know. You're right. It was weird. It doesn't matter. It was definitely very weird. And the tone kind of shifted like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's kind of funny. And then it's like, now it's like real serious. And then it's like super action packed. It's like, hey, what is happening here? Pick a tone and stick with it. But it was like so entertaining that you're just like, yeah, I'm in on this. It's pretty cool. Yeah, The Host is really good too. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say Parasite was really awesome and messed up at the same time. And I was really surprised when that won Best Picture, but like also totally deserving as well. Another one of his movies that I watched on Netflix was Okja,
Oh yeah,
which was
No,
also another weird movie.
he does that. He does that so well. Yeah, he can make those movies.
About like a weird hippo pig thing that they make into hot dogs or something
Right.
like that.
That the genetic engineer to solve world hunger and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, it's weird.
Totally strange.
Yeah,
And I was
and
like,
no, sorry.
go ahead.
I was just say like he frames it so well that you should be understanding what you're watching, but it's still off-putting just the same.
Mhm.
Like it shows you the photo of the creature, whatever is of what it is there, and like this is weird, but it makes sense in a way. It's just
yeah.
I was always uneasy looking at it and watching it. Yeah,
It was like funny watching it, and it's like, wait, this is the same guy who did Snowpiercer. Like,
Mhm.
like you go Snowpiercer to Okja to
Mhm.
Parasites. Like it doesn't work, but okay,
Mhm.
great movies. But another also one that I really like, and it's also kind of a kung fu movie, are the Raid movies, Raid Redemption and the Raid 2.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Technically,
Yeah.
it's an English director, but everything else is in
Yeah.
Indonesian and stuff like that. And those are like some of the best modern day kung fu movies out there. Just so violent. Like,
Yeah.
they like set the template for the hallway fight scene that every
Oh,
every other
yeah,
action thing is
yeah.
copying these days. The long shot
Mhm.
hallway scene.
Oh,
Yeah,
Christ, yeah. The first one was good, and then the second one's like, okay, we're gonna triple down on the fights.
Oh, yeah.
Like the hand-to-hand, one-on-one fights, like that knife fight scene in
Oh.
that fucking kitchen at the
Mhm.
end of the second one. I'm like,
Insane.
how is he still even like swinging anything? Because he's
Yeah.
like completely, pretty much turned inside out by this
Yeah.
point. It's like, oh my god! But it was so amazing.
Yeah, because I remember watching those movies after I watched the Daredevil series, and Daredevil had that first episode 1 to 2, the long hallway fight scene. I'm like, that was so cool. Then I'm like, it totally stole it from the Raid once I saw that. I'm like, oh, that's
Yeah.
that right there, and it shows well just how good of a scene that can be. And they do
Right.
it right so well. Yeah.
Yeah, and then even Dread took the same idea too, where it all
Mhm.
takes place in that one apartment complex in the mega
Mhm.
tower or whatever it's called, and it's all just
Mhm.
like each floor he's going up and he's just cleaning house, just like that. He's like the one SWAT survivor guy. He's going up there, and just trying to survive and
Finish
take
the
down
mission.
the kingpin at the top, and
Yeah.
you know, yeah, king of the hill, pretty much. Just
Right.
keep working your way up, and yeah, that was yeah. The first one was really good. It's just kind of like a good survival movie, and then the second one just took it to like a completely different level, like
Mhm.
whole new level,
Mm-hmm.
which I thought was amazing. Yeah,
So
yeah.
you
very
guys,
good.
like, I know like a lot of people when it comes to like foreign films or anime or anything like that, it's like, I don't like watching that stuff because I don't like reading subtitles. I don't want to watch the movie. Like that, like none of that affects you guys at all. I'm guessing.
Oh God, no.
Not at all. Not
No.
at all. No. If it's a
No.
good movie, it doesn't matter what language it's in. Honestly, like it really doesn't matter. You have to do a little bit of reading, then you just get like even make Parasite. There was a lot of reading. Well, I'll take Carly for an example. She watches something, and if there's lots of reading and it's a boring movie, she's done. She's not invested at all. But when we were watching Parasite, she caught all of it, and there's a lot of talking in that movie,
Mhm.
a lot. And she said after a while, you don't even notice that there's subtitles. It's just like you
Yeah.
become so accustomed to like reading and seeing what's happening at the same
Mhm.
time. Which I don't know. Like, what do you guys prefer? Do you guys prefer dub or do you prefer subtitles?
At first, when I first started watching these other shows, I preferred dub because I wasn't into it at first. But now, I only if it's originally with subtitles, I'll watch subtitles. Because I find that dubbing is either terrible and doesn't match the lip sync at all, or they don't have the emphasis right in a certain scenes, so it sounds wrong.
Yeah.
So, like, I prefer with subs, it's properly directed and choreographed properly in the show, so it matches up with what you're seeing. So yeah.
Yeah, at least timed a little bit, like close to when they're talking.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Mhm.
yeah, like
Mhm.
yeah. I guess for me, it depends on how it's done. Like you
Yeah.
said, like if you've got good A-list actors doing the dubbing, like what did we just watch? Princess Mononoke. That's a dubbed movie. I'm pretty sure, right?
yeah.
So I
No.
mean, like that's.
I watched
that's
that
just-
dub originally before when I first ever watched it, and I did not expect I thought it was a Western movie. It's how good it
Yep.
was. Did not think
Yep.
it was originally Japanese, but I was only like 11 at the time, so
Mhm.
that was
me,
all
traumatized.
foreign.
Miyazaki
Yeah.
movies tend to get like really great casts for their voice acting, just maybe because they partner with Disney, so they have a lot of money
Mhm.
to throw
Yeah.
around.
Right.
Yeah. Now you say the Mononoke, that's Miyazaki films in general too. Those are fantastic ones to watch as well.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Because Ryan was when we first got Satellite Dish, Ryan recorded that
Yep.
Mononoke, and I'm like, what is this like dramatic like cartoon show? And it blew me away. Just how entertaining and how great of a story it was to watch.
All the
And
artwork.
then that was the Miyazaki hole you fall into and just watch all of his stuff. And then Spirited Away, Castle in the Sky, Kiki's Delivery Services, you just watch them all in one shot because they're great to watch, and he does an amazing job animating them.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a great movie. We just watched Princess Mononoke about 7 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Carly had never seen it, and she was like, "Yeah, this is. I can't believe she couldn't believe she hadn't seen it because she really liked watching that kind of stuff, like way back, and she's surprised that she never even heard of it, which is kind of sad that some people haven't even heard of Princess Mononoke because it's one of the best. Yeah, I think it's one of the best ones out there. But
I need to go back and watch it because it's been a few, like 10 years, I think, since I watched it last, maybe even more.
Yeah,
I only watched it last year. Is it on Netflix? I can't remember now. I think it is, isn't it?
It was. That's what we watched it on.
Yeah,
I don't know if it is right now, but yeah, it was.
Because I remember watching it here like not that long ago on the TV here. Chris Warner's on Netflix, and if not Disney, but yeah, it was on something. But I watched it again a little while ago, and it still holds up. It's great.
Yeah. Still a little disturbing in some parts too. It's like, oh, this is a kid show. Oh,
yeah.
Like when he's riding his horse and he's got the bow, and the guy's head just goes flying off, just and it's just like
guy has his arms above his head. He's gonna cut the one guy arms.
Yeah, takes his arms out with the bow. It's like, right? Disney doesn't show this kind of stuff.
Right?
Holy man, right?
I think that's like one of the only kind of violent movies that Miyazaki really did. Like.
Yeah,
I can't think any of the other ones are all like kind of more
they're
whimsical
cartoony
and stuff.
Yeah. There's action. Like Castle in the Sky, there's action, but it's not over the top and not gratuitous violence. It's just the kind of fun, cartoony action again. So that's most of them how they are too. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of weird looking stuff, Pan's Labyrinth was another one that. Because I was looking up, like, have I seen many foreign films? And then I just looked up most popular foreign films, and I'm like, oh yeah, I've seen a few of these. And then Pan's Labyrinth was a trip watching that when I was, I think, like 13 years old or something when I first watched it. I was like, all right, dude, getting his face smashed in by the beer bottle. I was like, Jesus Christ! And then, of course, you have this guy.
Yeah, the guy with the freaking eyeball hands. Jesus Christ. Nightmare fuel, man. Sitting at the table, like just like eyelets. I'm like, oh, what is that thing? And then he's just like, I'm like, oh, I don't want to watch this anymore. How is this? Yeah, I don't understand. But that's Guillermo del Toro for you, man.
Oh yeah, then was that before or after the Hellboy series? That was before, right?
I think that was his entry. That was his entry into like everybody's like, oh, this guy. Yeah, we need this guy.
Because he did Blade 2, and then he went to that, I think. So I think he started off. I think he did Blade 2 before that, and that was like, because that I heard about like his directing, and he did Pan's Labyrinth. And I'm like, oh, this is.
Yeah.
Hellboy was first 2004. Like Pan's Labyrinth was 2006.
Okay, it was. Yeah.
Oh, really?
So yeah.
Okay. Well, there you
go. Because thinking about it, I don't know if they would have even greenlit Pan's Labyrinth if they didn't do something else big before, right? So
fair enough.
Yeah. But
I'm just gonna see. Yep. Crazy.
Why is IMDb just like his first thing isn't the director? It's like, here's his writer's credits. It's like, no, I don't want these writer's credits.
Yeah.
Blade 2. That was his.
Yeah.
That was the best one out of all.
That's the best. That's all of them. Absolutely.
Landslide.
Yeah.
I remember the opening. That's the one part that I remember to every detail is when that vampire goes into the blood clinic and he thinks, oh yeah, easy bait, whatever, right? So he goes in to get his blood extracted and it's like the vampire eaters lure the vampire in there. And I'm just like, oh, there's something stronger than vampires. Holy fuck. And they're like, their whole fucking like face opens and that was terrifying, man. Because the first one was kind of goofy, but the second one was like, holy shit.
He does practical and physical effects so well. Like,
and of course he gets his good buddy Ron Perlman in there just because.
Right.
Hey Ron, what are you up to?
I feel like the most about the Pan's Labyrinth was just how much was practical effects and how real it was because it was done so well and shot so well. And look, that's what really scared me the most too with it because like, God, this looks so fucking real, man. Like, how can you not be afraid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He likes his creature features for sure. That's like Lady in the Water. That wasn't a foreign film, but that was another. Lady of the Water, Lady in the Water, Lady of the Water.
In the Water.
Shape of Water.
That's M. Night Shyamalan. Shape of Water.
Yeah, that's right.
Lady of the Water is M. Night Shyamalan.
Lady in the Water, please God.
Yeah, no. Different director.
No. Don't watch that one. Shape of Water.
Shape of Water.
That was a weird one, but I enjoyed that one quite a bit. Shannon, such a lunatic.
Go over to Tyler's house to watch Shape of Water. He puts Lady in the Water in.
Lady in the Water, yeah.
Now that's a twist right there.
Yeah, I did not expect you to think this was the Guillermo del Toro movie. Yeah.
Are there any foreign films that you guys have been meaning to watch? Because one I've been wanting to watch is Incendies, I think is how you say it. It's Denis Villeneuve's first movie. He won Best International Film for that, and then he went on to do Prisoners, and then Arrival, I think, after that, and that sort of thing. So that was like the first thing that got him noticed to get him into Hollywood and stuff like that. So I kind of want to check that one out.
No, I haven't. I have not. Well, I want to see Peninsula, which is the sequel to Train to Busan.
Ooh.
It's kind of like it's like 20, 30 years later, I think, after everything's already pretty much fucked now, and it's about this group of survivors. I don't know what they're trying to do, but it looks pretty good. Yeah. I didn't feel as much interest in watching this one because it's like, it was kind of a neat little shift in a narrative where you have it's like it's on a train, and the train is basically like as long as it keeps moving, you're pretty much safe. But then once the zombies like are on the train and they're trying to keep them in the train cars, like keep them contained without breaking through, and then there's that one douchebag that just got to ruin it for everybody. There's always some fucking idiot in every movie. They're just like. So the second one's kind of like, I don't know. I still would like to watch it because it's the original writer and director, so it would be pretty good. And it's got decent reviews, so I probably want to check that out.
Nice.
Likely, yeah. Peninsula looks pretty good.
Good. I'll check that one out. Yeah.
If you guys haven't seen Train to Busan yet, you really should. You really, really should. It's very good. Very good. Yeah, it's one of those good. It's good characters in it. That's the thing. Like you like the characters. The guy starts off as kind of a selfish fucking douchebag with his little girl, and he's dropping her off at her mom's at her mom's place because he's like, I got stuff to do. I'm visiting with her because it's my turn. But he's like, whatever. And then he really, really mans up, and it's fucking. It makes me want to cry thinking about it. Honestly, it's so good. So good. It is so good.
Yeah. I'll now I have mine. I'll check that one out now.
Yeah, I'd highly recommend it. Very good. A lot of creepy parts too. Jump scares. It's all daylight pretty much too. So it's like the fact that there's still jump scares. It's like,
that's a rare thing too nowadays because it's so easy to do all the scary stuff in the grayscale or at night because it's easy to hide everything. So no good. Definitely check that one. Train to Busan. Yeah, sweet.
Train to Busan. Very good movie. Other foreign films I really liked were the original Godzilla movies, of course. Those when I was a kid, I just kind of read a little bit. I didn't really have to know what was happening. I just knew that Godzilla was going to kick the shit out of the next big monster. I thought that was kind of cool. So used to watch those a lot.
The guy in the costume with the fake city, fake cardboard city,
smacking cardboard buildings down. It's all in slow mo, make it look like it's got heft.
Yeah.
I
remember watching those and every now and then on TV, and I don't know, I wasn't into it at the time, and now I kind of see the art form behind it, but I don't know, it just didn't appeal to me as when I was younger. But because then something like Godzilla back in '98, the Western version of it was like I didn't mind as a kid, but it was such a blasphemy film for original Godzilla. And looking at it now, I was like, that totally makes sense. Yeah, it's not even. It's just the name. That's it. It's a different creature, different setup, different.
Yeah, treating it like a dinosaur, like a stupid dinosaur.
Yeah,
it's like having babies. Like, what? Come on! Like, and it's Matthew Broderick in it, and all these other goofballs, and like the effects were great, and that was pretty top notch. But it was all
a good monster movie. Is it a Godzilla movie? No, but it's a decent monster movie. I'll give it. But then I'm happy when they are redoing that series again now because the later ones that came out the last few years have been great.
Yeah,
These last
I'll
Godzilla
agree.
movies are just totally they're more faithful to the sequels for sure. Some
Yeah.
parts are a little bit iffy. Like the first ones, the fights were, but the last two I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need more monsters in the monster
Mhm.
movies. Less
Mhm.
humans. We don't care about the humans. We want to see monsters fight and
Mhm.
destroy shit. Come on.
That's what I'm paying to watch.
Right? A 2.5
Yeah.
hour movie and Godzilla's in it for 10 minutes. Like,
Mhm.
oh, what a ripoff.
I just liked when they were coming out with Godzilla back in 2015.
Yeah.
And like the Japanese were like making fun. It's like, oh, American Godzilla, he got fat or whatever because he's a lot bigger. It's
So
Right.
big, yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
of course, the American Godzilla's fat.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I said it earlier. One of my favorite genres has always been like B movie, kung fu movies, stuff like that, like
Mhm.
cheesy, over the top. What are some of your guys' favorite ones? Because I got a couple on my list, but I want to know what your guys' are.
Oh boy.
Yeah, like one I'll say off the top that I still watch to this day every now and then is Kung Fu Hustle.
Oh,
What?
no. Oh, stop. That was
Really?
terrible. I'd have to watch it
Really?
again, but it was so bad.
It's so like it's cheesy, it's dumb, but I just love it. I just yeah.
That made me like really uncomfortable. I'm like, oh, who would agree to be in something like this? This is
Really?
so dumb.
Wow. All right. Oh shit. Now I feel awkward for revealing that now. Shit. I
I don't. You know what? That was a long time ago. I might have to give it another shot. Maybe that'll be one of our movies we sit
Mhm.
together and watch or something. But
It could be, yeah. It could be. I want to see you scream and
Squirm.
squirm the whole time doing it. I'm like, it's not that bad. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's funny at times.
Is that the
Yeah.
one where they overdub the stuff, or is that?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so. Yeah, I
same
watched
one.
it original with subtitles. I don't remember watching it with the dubbing. I watched a pirated version back in high school from my old science computer teacher. Got me a copy of it, so I remember watching it then, 15 years ago. So yeah.
Hold on.
But-
I might be thinking of the wrong movie. Kung Fu Hustle.
Yeah, I might be thinking of the one that Todd's
thinking
thinking of.
I'm thinking
one's
of. No, I was not. Kung Fu Hustle was great. What's that one with? He's a white guy, the white actor.
Oh
and,
God, no.
Which one is that one? I did have it mixed up. I feel really bad. I take it back. Kung Fu Hustle
Yeah,
was
I'm like, what
actually
are you
really
talking
good.
about? The movie
It was really
great.
good. Sorry, I had the wrong. I'm so fucked up right now, man.
Oh, with the
Man.
white actor.
Yeah, what the hell's
What are
his
you
name?
talking about?
Ah, god damn it, Kung Fu movie. I'm gonna have to Google it. You guys keep talking while I Google it and find it.
Because I'm like, what do you mean this is a terrible movie? It was so like clever and funny and stupid at times, but I enjoyed the hell out of it. So like, how you saying it's bad? It's like right up your alley, Tyler. What the hell?
No, that one was good. Yeah.
So yeah, okay. There's that one on my
Kung
list.
Pao Enter the Fist.
Oh
That's
God,
the one.
yes.
Kung Pao Enter
No.
the Fist. That was the
No.
biggest garbage dumpster fire I have ever seen in my
Yeah,
entire
that's
life.
what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, no, this
I
one.
did not.
Yeah.
That's a Disney movie?
No.
Watch now on Disney Plus, it says.
Oh,
It might have been a
because the
Fox
stars.
movie.
Fox, yeah.
Oh, okay. Rotten
Yeah.
Tomatoes 13%, Metacritic 14%, 6.3
Yeah.
general audience. Like, oh my god, that was
Yeah.
so bad. Because I remember the part where he opens up his mouth, sticks his tongue out, and then his tongue sticks its tongue out, and it's like, what's that? I'm like, I'm shutting
Yeah.
this off. I cannot keep watching this.
Yeah.
It is so bad.
13% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, it was
Good.
bad. Like, okay, like Naked Gun, stuff like that. Like Leslie Nielsen not taking himself seriously. I can watch that all day and laugh my ass off. But that
Mhm.
was
Well,
just.
those were clever ones. That
Yes.
and whatever the hell that movie was, Kung Fu one. That was just bad.
That's
Kung
what
Pao.
they
Kung Pao.
like green screen them into like old
Mhm.
kung fu movies, right? That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Interesting premise. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
but it
did
was
not
just-
work out.
Yeah. No, it was no good. No good at all.
So yes.
No, not funny at all. But Kung Fu Hustle, very
Yes.
good movie. Yes.
Very
I
good.
had to look at it. I'm like, wait, I think I'm getting mixed up because now I'm like, is that kind of like a Western feel, kind of
Yeah.
like Tyrant, and then there's
Yeah. There's the
the apartment complex kind of
Mhm.
sort of thing outside, and they're trying to get rid of the landlords, you douchebag. Yeah. That's right. That was a
The-
great movie.
Axe Gang and they're
Yes.
attacking. Yeah.
I have to watch that again. I have to watch
Yeah.
it. That was a good movie. Yeah.
That's
Very
on
good
my
movie.
when I always rewatch list. I love it.
Mhm.
So there's that one, and then there's also an older one from the 90s. I bet you guys ever heard of it. It's called Iron Monkey. It has Donnie Yen in it, which is like another famous actor, kung fu actor. But it's like one of those overdubbed and like can be bad if you watch it like edited.
Yeah.
Were bad, but the original version is awesome. It's like
Oh,
your
okay.
classic over the top kung fu action movies, and I'm a sucker for stuff like that. So yeah, just
Well,
lots
there
of
you go.
wires, lots of jumping, lots of just cool fight scenes. Yeah, so it's one on my list to definitely check out and see the original version with subtitles, not with the dubbing, because it's so bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to
yeah.
think of a cheesy kung fu
Mhm.
B movie that I watched. That's foreign. Not one that was
Mhm.
foreign. The one that I watched that I liked the most was Beverly Hills Ninja. I found I
Oh
watched
yeah,
that
that's
one repeatedly.
ah,
Chris Farley. That one was
Kung
amazing.
Fu
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, the one guy in it, he did some kung fu
Mhm.
stuff, and Chris Farley just did a lot of yelling and hit
Mhm.
himself with the weapons.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Fat
That was
White
a good
Boy.
fucking movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The Great White Ninja Haru
'Cause a
of
big
the
part
Takagore Dojo.
like,
Yeah.
when we first got Satellite Dish, one of the channels we had growing up was called Showcase Action,
Okay.
which we just played old school action movies, and everything was Saturday nights. They would run old school movies like that. And me being the socialite that I wasn't going anywhere really. So I was like, oh, I'll watch these old movies, and I got hooked on that stuff like that. So like, oh yeah.
Nice.
Another one too was like the old Drunken Master with Jackie Chan.
Oh yeah.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say I had never really watched that many kung fu movies, but I remember as a kid watching
Mhm.
Drunken Master, and I was like, this
Mhm.
movie's
Yeah.
pretty badass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that you
Uh,
said Jackie Chan, I don't know why I didn't remember that because I watched almost all of his movies.
Mhm.
Rumble in the Bronx was really good.
Mhm.
That one was a little more serious. That one had some pretty good dramatic parts in
Mhm.
there. That was really good.
I couldn't think
Um,
of it before the film. There's was the one where it's before. Oh, it was in the '90s, and it's mostly in New York, but it's all mostly an Asian film. Everything else too. I just remember it's the one where like he broke his leg halfway through it, and had to like be in
yeah,
the
that's
cab.
the one. That's Rumble in the
Remember
Bronx.
that?
I'm
Okay, it
sure
is.
that
Yeah,
with that big
yeah,
hovercraft and he ran, he
yeah. That's
jumped
the one.
from
Yeah,
the bridge anchor and he fucking like snapped his leg and got up and
yeah.
kept fighting and he's like, "Oh, my leg! I think I did something." He fucking snapped his shin like it fucking broke and he kept fighting. So he had to put a
That is the one.
rubber cast on that looked like his shoe and his pants because they were like they had to finish filming because they had a whole bunch of like deadlines to meet and stuff. And he just
Mm.
kept fucking going. Guys, he's insane, man.
Jeez.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it was Rumble in the Bronx. Okay, I couldn't remember if it was
yeah.
or not. Yes. Okay.
I'm positive that's what it was.
It is with the hovercraft. You're right. I can
Yeah, with the
imagine it now.
hovercraft.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else was there? There was so many good ones. Shanghai Nights, that wasn't a foreign film, but that was funny.
What
Police
about
Story.
Iron
Yeah.
Fist? That's a kung fu show.
Iron Fist. Is that the one that RZA directed?
No, that's
No, that's just the man with the iron fists.
Oh, okay.
Iron Fist
That's
was
what I
that
got.
one,
And
that
Russell
one.
Crowe's in that one.
Yeah, I like it because I like the art style in it, but like the
also it's RZA,
overall
by the
story.
way, not
It's
RZA. You fucking
RZA?
white guy. White
Yeah.
kid.
Fuck off.
Hey,
I remember-
hey boys, do you listen to that RZA?
What is up, fellow younglings?
Yeah.
Hey, that movie, I saw the trailer for it. I'm like, this looks neat. I like the color, I like the cinematography of it, but yeah, the story and some of the stuff is like, okay, this is dumb. This is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't take itself too seriously. I don't think it.
I'm okay with those kind of movies too because I find those the super serious ones are so easy to come by. Just have something that's fun to watch. Nothing wrong with that. So,
Like
Yeah.
the Kill Bill movies.
what we were saying too, with Matt Mickelson's Polar is technically a foreign. It's not really. It has some Western distribution stuff, but it's mostly made all in Europe. But it
Okay.
has like a negative 19% of Rotten Tomatoes. But I love that movie.
I thought it was great. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, like this is how some of them because it was over the top and goofy. This at times it was bad. Like, no, that's great.
Yeah. And just
Mhm.
like gratuitous violence and
Hmm.
yeah. I don't know. That was awesome.
The trailer definitely like makes it look like they're kind of go for a John Wick thing, but it's a lot more
Mhm.
like ridiculous.
Yeah.
Than John
Yeah.
Wick. You have the fat guy getting shot and then he
Like, how
comes
many
back to
times?
life.
Yeah.
He screamed at him. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah. It's like what
And
they shoot him like I don't know how many
villain
times.
who's just like super crazy and weird.
Yeah.
The rich guy.
I compared that to the old movie Shoot 'Em Up,
Mhm.
where that too is panned by critics as bad, but I too loved it so
Oh,
much.
Shoot 'em Up was
Yeah.
amazing. I think a lot of movies got a lot of inspiration from Shoot 'em Up,
Definitely.
guaranteed, because you can see a lot of that, like even in John Wick and everything else too, like just how he's just a a bullet wizard. Just shoot like through anything, and
Yeah.
while he's eating a carrot, and then his carrot is like his sidearm. Like,
Bugs Bunny just
who
won't go
comes
down.
up with this?
I know, it's genius. Yeah. So
It was really good. And Paul Giamatti was the best bad guy, man. He was so good. Yeah.
yeah. I don't know, anything else you guys can think of for movies like that? No.
Well, it's not really a kung fu movie, but another really good foreign film. It's really, really dark. Is I Saw the Devil.
Oh yeah, you
That one.
totally,
Yeah.
That one is extremely
It's like a
disturbing.
Korean movie, right?
yeah.
Yep, that's Korean. It's got the guy that was an Old Boy, which they also remade. American version of it. I don't know if you guys have seen that with Josh Brolin, but
I heard it was bad,
yeah,
so
that's
I couldn't
another.
watch it.
It was bad. It was almost scene for scene from the old one, but just like cardboard acting. It's just like they just copied the frames and everything and just kind of did the
Yeah.
same shit. And the girl that plays WandaVision, she's in
Oh.
that one, Old Boy. And Josh
Elizabeth
Brolin and
Olsen.
Sharlto Copley also is in it. He's the villain. Yeah, and it has the same twist ending. Yeah, that's that. That's only Koreans can come up with that, man. Honestly, like what a fucked up ending that was. It's like, oh no. But I Saw the Devil is very highly recommended. Very extremely disturbing movie, but very like well made, like excellently made, and the performances were very invested, so it just made it even more uncomfortable because it just seemed like just so real. There's one scene in a taxi cab where the serial killer. So basically, the gist of it, it's a revenge film, is what it is. The serial killer kills this agent's wife while she's broken down on the side of the road. Well, it doesn't kill her right away. It takes her and does some terrible things to her, and then kills her. So they find all the pieces of her body in the river, and he's like, I'm going to find this guy, and I'm going to make him suffer more than all of his other victims did. So he basically does eventually find him and doesn't tell anybody, and basically beats him to the point where he's in the hospital, gives him enough money so he can heal himself. And once he's healed, he comes back and just fucks him up again and again, and just keeps fucking with him. And he puts a little tracer, like makes him swallow a tracker so he can like know exactly where he is at all times, and just come out of nowhere and just fucking stab him or beat him with a baseball bat. So then the serial killer's like, this fucking guy, I don't really give a shit, whatever, right? So like, whenever he's like even about to try and kill himself to get away from this cop, the agent comes in and stops him, and oh my god, like it's vicious, man. It's crazy.
Jesus.
So it's like, oh, I don't blame the agent at all. I don't, because it's like, man, that's a lot of, because he like plans it all too, and he's got places where he can bring him and do stuff to him, and oh my god, it's so good. And the guy playing the serial killer is just such a greasy pig, psycho, fucking demented. Oh, it's definitely a very dark movie, but it pulls you in. You're just like, oh, how is this going to end? It can only end one way, horribly, right? So, and it does. It's glorious. So, I Saw the Devil. Check that one out if you want to be disturbed.
I was gonna say another one that I've been wanting to watch because it has like a really interesting premise, and I saw a review of it, and I've kind of mostly seen the whole movie, watching that review, but I just kind of want to watch it for myself. There's a movie called The Platform, and I think it's on Netflix.
Yes,
you've heard about it, right?
I have. Yeah, I've been told actually by our other podcasting friend Ben Pooley. He says that it's something that I would actually really like. He said 'cause it's really fucked up.
Yeah, so it's like a Spanish, all in Spanish, I believe, or Portuguese maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
And basically, this guy goes to like this weird, crazy prison that is like in this big, I guess, tower or something. And in the middle of the room is a big hole, and the hole goes all the way down, like all the way up throughout the thing. And every day, a platform comes down with food, and it goes down from the top. So the higher you are on the floor, and it's like super prepared by like these like amazing chefs, like French, like 5-star Michelin chefs and stuff like that. Like just huge spread. Like this, it's like the platform's like the size of a room. So like tons and tons of food, desserts, like meats and anything on there, right?
Okay.
So it comes down, and it starts with the people at the top, so they get the first pick, and they can eat as much as they want to. They don't have to, ration it out or anything. And I think there's like, the thing is like they don't know how many floors are on it. Like I think there's like 200 floors or something like that. So like by the time it gets down, and then the main guy who is in prison, he wakes up there. I think he's like on the 70th floor or something like that, or maybe higher than that. And he's got a decent selection there still, and he's there with another of his prison mate. It's an older guy, and then like they're eating and stuff like that, and the guy's like a little hesitant. He's like, you better have some or whatever. And then the guy ends up the old dude ends up eating some and then just spits it out on the thing. And then the guy's like, why are you doing that for? It's like, well, because the people above are doing it. Or something like that. And then every week or every month, they get knocked out and put on a totally random floor. So he gets knocked out and gets put on the 120th floor. So now there's nothing coming down basically, and then yeah, it's just kind of all about that where it's and then another part another guy's you could bring one item into the prison. One guy brings a rope. He's like, okay, I'm gonna get the rope and we're gonna climb out up through the top. He throws a rope up to the guys above him, and they start pissing on him and stuff like that. And it's well, why are you doing that? It's because the people above us do that. So it's just the way it works. If you're down below, you get shit on. It's just the way it works.
A social status.
Yeah, it's a damn.
I've seen the message there. Yeah.
Okay. Hierarchy kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Very
interesting. Yes. So basically, if there's scraps left, and you basically fight over the food, whatever's left, kind of thing. Probably, I would imagine. Huh. Interesting. I had no idea that's what it was about. I saw the platforms. I'm like, oh, that looks weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
but I've heard good things.
Better hope you're not on a really low floor, because otherwise,
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
You can't go a month without no food.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Might have to check that one out.
Yeah.
I think it's
intrigued.
On Netflix.
I think so. I think it's a Netflix original, isn't it?
I think so.
Yep.
Platform. I'll have to check that out.
Distributed by Netflix. Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
Well, anything else you guys want to shout out?
Check out more Kung Fu movies. They're fun to watch.
Yes. Korean zombie films. Do it. Train to Busan. I Saw the Devil. Watch those. Change your life.
Watch some anime too while you're at it.
Oh, anime too. Oh yeah.
It goes without saying, yeah. So
wow. There's a whole ocean of fucking anime out there. Pick through the chaff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, right on. That's going to do it for this episode of the podcast. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a like and subscribe here on YouTube. It'd really help us out. And if you really like the episode, why not share it with a friend, a buddy? That would really help us out as well. And why not head over to our Facebook page, like us there as well. And that's going to do it. We're going to be back here tomorrow for another episode where we're going to be talking about Canadian pride, baby. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Yeah.